Hello everybody and welcome to another YouTube video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you 5 very impressive and pretty mind-blowing projects that are coming out of a coding competition that I run on my Discord server, which is known as a code jam. So approximately every 2 months, I run this coding competition in my Discord server. If you guys want to be a part of that, you do need to be in the Discord. I will leave a link to it in the description. And anyways, during this competition, me and the staff team for the Discord server pick some type of theme. This code jam's theme was visualization, and then you can get in teams of pretty much however many people you want, or you can work alone as well, and then you can work on some project that relates to the theme. So all of the projects you're going to see here are related to visualization. Anyways, then what we do is we give the kind of contestants, I guess, a month to work on this project. At the end, they must submit these projects, and then there's community voting. So everybody who actually partook in the code jam gets to look at all of the projects, vote on their favorites, and then the top 5 are reviewed in a YouTube video. So anyways, that is what this video is. I'm reviewing the top 5 projects. I've already had a look at them. As I said, they're very impressive. And anyways, let's get into the video and let me show you what people actually did. So quick side note here, there is actually a website that has all of the information you need to know relating to the code jam. This is actually where you sign up for the code jam and vote and do all of that kind of stuff. This website is twtcodejam.net. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It was actually developed by mostly the staff team of the Discord server and some community contributors. So massive thank you to all of you guys, and a quick thank you to everyone who participated in this code jam. I think this is really fun. And like I say in all of these videos, yes, I am giving out cash prizes to the teams that win. But the idea behind this is really just to give you guys an opportunity to showcase your programming skills, give you an excuse to work on a project and learn something new. And well, I hope that everyone that participated in the code jam had a good time and at least was able to create something and learn a little bit on the way. So anyways, with that said, let's get into the video. I have 5 projects to show you. All right, so the way that this is going to go is I'm going to start by showing you the GitHub repository for the project that I am about to showcase. I will quickly mention who actually worked on this code, give them a little bit of a shout out, and then I will actually get into the project, demo it, give some of my thoughts on it, and then at the very end of the video, I will announce the top 3 winning teams. Now, the first thing to mention here is the way I'm kind of grading or marking these teams is based on, first of all, how well did their project fit the theme? How polished and finished was the project? Was there a lot of work that was put into it? Did it seem like it was something that was done last minute? That's something I'm definitely considering. And then lastly, I always look at these projects from the angle of, would I actually use this? Does this kind of product, platform, project, whatever, actually make sense? Is this something relatively practical? And yeah, would I actually see myself potentially using what it is that they built? So anyways, without further ado, first project here, this is called Vealize. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is by TechGuy940, otherwise known as Just for Fun. He has been a part of, I think, every code jam, so massive shout out to you. And anyways, let me go to the website, which I believe is in the next tab here. Awesome. So his website, Vealize, of course, fits the theme of visualize. Says visualize everything at one place. Visualize unique things starting from a double pendulum to math problems. Awesome. So there's a few different things on this website. First initial thoughts, I think this looks awesome. Whenever I see these kind of really nice landing pages and, the nice scrolling feature and all of that, it just gives a really nice first impression of the website. So I'm not going to read everything, obviously. I don't want to spend too long on each project, but I'll kind of scroll through it. And obviously you guys can check this out. I'll link all of the GitHub repositories in the description. So what we provide: double pendulum, GitViz, OwnViz, MathViz, CodeViz, GDP growth. Okay, cool. So, and there's a little messages form. So let's get started with the double pendulum. Let's see how this works. Okay, sweet. So it just visualizes the double pendulum. Let's add another one with N. Okay, let's add a bunch of them and see how this works. Awesome. Okay, that's pretty cool. I can press space to pause and stop it. Nice, looks really clean. And then I can remove stuff with R. Sweet, so that's the double pendulum. What else do we have? Features. There is GitViz. Okay, so I need to find a GitHub repository. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just going to insert one in here. All right, so I just input one of my GitHub repositories. So I put my name and then I put the name of the repository. And you can see that I can look at all of the different forks and when they were happening. I guess I can look at different issues, although I don't know if there was actually any issues for this. Oh, there was a few issues. Okay, I can see some nice graphs. Awesome. This looks really fancy and professional, although it is a little bit slow to load, but I can, forgive that. You can see the languages or the language percentage used in the project. Sweet. Yeah, this looks really nice. I guess guess submit. Oh yeah, submit just changed this. And then of course I can see when it was created, the default branch, contributors, forks, issues, stars, owner, and then the link to the repository. Very nice. This is really cool. And I imagine if I had a more complex repository, this would look even cooler. Awesome. We'll look at a few more of the features here. So we can go to own viz, visualize your own data, X and Y on a graph. Okay, let's just 10, 20, does it say I do a space between it? Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's submit and see if that works. Okay, so I do get some nice graphs to that. Awesome, okay, sweet. Let's go to some more features here. Math viz, let's see what this one is. Math equation visualizer, okay. X to the exponent 2 plus Y to the exponent 3 minus X over X to the exponent 2 plus 7. Let's see what this gives us. Submit. Oh, I guess I have to make this an equation. Let's say equals 0. Okay, can you solve that for me? Submit solutions. Okay, so right away, like I'm not really getting any output. I imagine the way I put the equation in is probably incorrect, but maybe it should give me some type of error message. So I'm just going to skip that one. I'll go on to the next feature. Code viz, visualize your code. Okay, let's just say for X in range 10, print, oh, I guess the tab key doesn't work in there. Okay, print X, let's submit. Let's see what this gives us. Okay, that's cool. So I can like step through the code and see what everything looks like. That's interesting. Nice, interesting visualization. Okay, features, GDP growth. You guys will notice I'm going fairly fast. I just want to make sure I get through everything. United Arab Emirates. Okay, cool. So I can go to, oh, that's interesting. So I guess as the year goes on, it's kind of showing me the GDP growth of the different countries. Wow, that's really interesting. I wonder how you made this. Damn. Okay, that looks really cool. Sweet. Okay, I guess that's pretty much it for this project. I know I didn't get into everything too in depth, but really impressive. I think everything looks very professional. There's a few things like I wish there would have been a little bit more help on how to use some of the visualizers, just because I feel like I kind of didn't really get the full use case out of this because I just didn't really know how to use some of the different visualizers here. But other than that, yeah, definitely really interesting, really professional, looks great. Let's move on to the next project. All right, so the next project I have here is called Figurify. I think that's probably how you pronounce it, although that obviously is a made-up word. I'm trying to find the contributors here. Let's go to Insights, Contributors, and let's see. Okay, so it looks like it was just Snowball SH that worked on this project, so another solo project. Sweet. And now let's hop over to the website and let's see what it actually looks like. Okay, so let me go back to kind of the home page here. I was messing around with it before. So Figurify the algorithms right in your browser. Okay, awesome. And I like all of these kind of little bubbles popping out. That's a nice touch. Here's what you can do. Visualize 2D data, visualize sorting algorithms, and visualize the minimax algorithm. Awesome. Okay, so let's go into 2D data and let's see how this looks. All right, can I move this point? No, but I can. Oh, that's interesting. So I can actually see like different parts of the graph if I highlight it. I can zoom out. Nice. What does this do? Download. Oh, that's an interesting thing. I can change this to a bar graph. Sweet. Okay, let's add some more data to this graph here. So let's go -20 and -20. Let's go 10, 100, and let's go 120 graph. And okay, nice. That looks great. Let's change this back to an area graph. Sweet. To a line graph. Nice. Histogram gives me the same thing as the bar graph. I'm actually histogram. Why can I not remember what a histogram is? Histogram and bar graph are not the same thing, are they? Like, is this a mistake? I'm not sure. Okay, anyways, that's that portion. Let's now go to the sorting aspect. Okay, let's randomize. Can I get some more values? Okay, that's good. Let's select selection sort. And let's visualize this. Okay, nice. So I can just press the arrow and I can see exactly what's happening in every single step. And I guess I can go to the last step in the algorithm and see that. Okay, let's randomize again. Let's look at quicksort this time. Okay. Nice. Yep, looks about right. Awesome. So there's another sorting visualizer. Sweet. We can go to the last step there. I trust the other ones work. Very nice. And I guess, what does that do? Oh, remove last element, add element. Okay, nice. Minimax visualization. So I was looking at this one before. I don't quite understand exactly how this works, but let's just mess around with it and see. So I think I can select this, and there you go. I've placed, I guess, like the player or the flower's turn, I guess, has been placed. Let's place a star. Okay, star goes there. I guess it's favoring the flower, right? I want to call that the flower. I don't know what that is right now based on the way that this line is using the minimax algorithm. Okay, let's place something. I guess right here. Let's see. Okay, I'm still favored. I guess we're going to have to go here. Nice. Go here. Okay. Now it looks like it's going to be a draw game. And we can go over here. Okay. Here. And then I guess here and here. Okay, nice. I'll do it one more time and see if this actually gives it to me if I do it like incorrectly. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. So it's favor me. I go here. Okay. I go here. And then yes. Okay, it says I'm going to win and I win. Nice. Okay, awesome. So I think that is the entire project. Another great project. Really like the UI and kind of, like the bubble letters and everything. It's a different style than what most people go with. So sweet. Let's move on to the next project. All right, so this next project is called Spotify Stats. It looks like it's by Sanshit. I apologize if I'm butchering that name. Sanshit, maybe? And Arnov. Okay, awesome. So that's Spotify Stats. Looking at it here, it says it can do all of these different things. Now, I swear whoever made this did this just to expose my music taste. You guys are going to see what music I listen to now. But let me log in here. I actually do use Spotify, so this will be a decent, I guess, app to actually test out here. And then once I am signed in, I will kind of show you what the website looks like. All right, so I'm signed into Spotify now. It's brought up this page. And while you guys can already see some of the music that I listen to, I'll just quickly state that I'm a very generic music listener, if that makes any sense. I usually just put on top 50 or whatever the recommended playlists are. So don't read too deep into all of these songs. Anyways, you can see here are my top 10 songs. Go through them. Okay. Top artists, yes, do love John Mayer. He's great. Okay, your standard artist, Jack Johnson, great one too. Nice, nice, nice. This is actually pretty interesting. Let's see what else it has here. Here are your top 5 genres. Okay, nice. Rap, pop, melodic. Yeah, why can I not say that word? Melodic rap, something like that. Trap. Okay. Similar artists to John Mayer. Okay, Jason Mraz, Amos Lee. A bunch of other names I don't know how to pronounce. Nice, nice. Recommended songs for you. Okay, great. Your top song attributes. This is interesting. I've never actually seen this in like a, song Spotify analysis. This is pretty unique. Can I click on this? Oh, I can download that. That's sweet. So it looks like they're using the same thing as whatever someone else used to do these kind of graphs. And it even tells me what all these things are. That's very interesting. So I was going to say, I don't really know what acousticness actually means. Sweet. That's very interesting. Some more stats. Longest, average, shortest, tempo and beats per minute. Highest tempo 188, average 118, lowest 71. I don't know how that really compares to everyone else. Oh, this is really cool. I like this visualization. See how different artists contribute to your top 100 songs. Damn. Okay, sweet. That's really cool. And thank you for visiting. Nice. Yeah, this was really cool. I'm sure they just pulled this from the Spotify API, but the way they kind of laid this out in the UI they made for it is really awesome. And this is a very interesting project, right? It's a cool way to actually visualize something that everyone is very, very familiar with, which is the music that they listen to. So great job, guys. Let's move on to the next project. So the next project I have here is called Physics Lab. Learn physics by visualizing. Okay, very nice. The fastest, easiest, and retainable way of learning physics. Awesome. And let's see who this is by. Go to insights. Where is it? Contributors. Okay, Milan090. Nice. I think I remember you from some previous code jams. So let's see what your project looks like. Physics Lab. Okay, I haven't actually tried this one yet. So let's see. Learn your physics with Physics Lab. Learning physics by visualizing. Try now. All simulators. Newton's cradle, gravity, trajectory, pendulum, air resistance, friction. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, let's try out a few of these. Okay, so this is the pendulum. I guess I can change the gravity. Oh, wow, that's really cool. What if I make it even, okay, not 0, 0.5? Restitution. Is it bad that I don't even know what that means? Is that like the amount of impact or something? Maybe. Air friction, let's increase that. Will it eventually stop? Yeah, this is really cool. This actually, I could genuinely see this being, used in a classroom, assuming that all the physics here are correct, and I'm not necessarily questioning those. Graph view. Oh, that's cool. It's like a sinusoidal kind of wave going on. Did they have that in the other one? I don't know. That's really cool though. And I can mess with all of these. I can see how the graph actually changes. Wow, that's very interesting. Air resistance. Oh, okay. So I guess this. Oh, that's neat. I can like make it fall. Okay, let's make the air resistance like crazy high. Damn. Okay. Gravity increase. Simulation. Nice. Box size. Can change the mass of it. This means it's gonna like bounce or something if I do that. No, I still don't know what restitution means. I guess I'm just not a physics nerd. Okay, anyways, try something else. Let's go to the next simulator. Let's try gravity. Oh, is this like stuff is in an orbit around this? Am I? Maybe Maybe. Oh, yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like this is like a space orbit or something going on. One thing I'll say is, oh, that's cool. Planets count. Yeah, okay. So it'd be nice if there was kind of like a description of what was going on here. Because if this is like to learn physics, it'd be interesting if they at least, like define these terms. But regardless, this is still really cool. Math formula. Okay, and that makes sense because the more objects that go close to the center, the more mass it has. Nice, nice. Okay, let's try trajectory. This one is cool. I actually messed with trajectory in a few projects I worked on, so I can definitely relate to this one. So can I like pull this back and shoot it or something? Oh, there you go. Okay, I have to, it's kind of a weird trigger mechanism. Oh, nice. That's really interesting. Awesome. And then graph view. Ah, okay, that's cool. So it shows me, I guess, the displacement at a certain, oh no, the velocity at a certain time. Awesome. And then the last one we have is friction. Okay, so just a box sliding down a ramp. Let's increase the friction and make it even more. See if we can make it so it stays stationary. Yeah, okay, so when the friction is 1, it like barely moves. Nice, and I can increase the angle. Let's try that. Very nice. Okay, definitely a super impressive project. I want to know how he implemented all of these physics here because that is really cool. And like I said, the only real critique I would have for this one is since it says, learning physics, it would be cool if you actually put some learning attribute in here because it is cool to mess around with this stuff, but if I don't know what the terms mean, it's not very useful to me. Anyways, let's move on to the next project. All right, so the next project I have here is called FlexChart. Now, this is by Zhenyu Han or Han, not sure you say that, and then Tony Z. Now, let's actually go to the project. All right, so it says graph the present, change the future. Nice, nice, like that slogan, tagline, whatever you want to call it. So I already signed in here, so I'm with my account, so I can sign out by pressing that. So it says the modern data visualization tool. Let's read the about page. There are many features that make graphing data much simpler. You can graph your own data. Is this a word, data with a plural? Maybe I'm just crazy, but I feel like this is like not proper. At least it doesn't sound proper. You can insert spreadsheet and we'll give you it will get graphed automatically. You can even see all the trend topics. Okay, nice. Let's go back. Let's look at some trends first. Let's look at COVID-19 data. Okay, so this is the global view. Active cases in millions by day. Nice, nice. Let's go to Canada. Sweet. Okay, so confirmed 1127.0. Is this in, oh, it's in thousands. Okay, that makes sense. Recovered, critical deaths. Let's go to United States. USA. Okay. And you can see there's quite a bit more than Canada. Let's go to programming languages. Python, yes, on top as always. Java, JavaScript, sounds about right. Okay, they give the source. Awesome. I was just going to question. I don't know where that comes from. IDE ranking. Nice. Same source. Visual Studio Code right in the middle there. That's one I've been using. Where's Sublime Text? I guess that's not considered an IDE. Okay. Databases, Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server. Nice, nice. Anime, I don't know what any of these are. Websites, YouTube. Yep. Sounds about right. Awesome. And Facebook's still second place, eh? Or this isn't, it looks like Wikipedia is higher than Facebook, but it's not higher on the graph. So I wonder why that's the case. But regardless, kind of surprised that Facebook is still the second largest website used, but I guess that makes sense. Okay, you know what? Let's go to my own projects, actually. Projects, I mean, I can view that one, or I can create a new project. Let's do that. Let's say test. Okay, let's view. So I have an empty graph here. I can change the type of the graph. Nice. Line, bar, pie. Let's make it a pie graph. Let's load. I don't have any data to load. Let me type in some data. So I don't see, here's the thing. I'm not sure if these are supposed to be like labels or like I'm just inserting like X, Y or something. Let's see here. 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6. I know I'm 100% doing this wrong. Okay, so those are the labels. Okay, so that makes sense. So I can say Tim. And let's change that to be Bill. And let's change that to be Joe. Okay, so 2, 4, 6. And I can put some label here. So, I don't know. Let's say great, good, fun or something. Okay. Joe, Tim, Bill. Let's go 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 7. I know this makes no sense. I'm just trying to test the graphing thing and see if it works. Okay, it does work. Looks good. Let's go to bar. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Line. Sweet, it's giving me multiple lines. Okay, this makes a lot more sense now. I wasn't quite sure exactly what I was supposed to insert compared to the other ones that they had. Sweet. I mean, I don't think I really need to test this much more. I mean, this looks great. The graph looks awesome. Seems like you guys are using a similar one to what everyone else has been using. I guess I can add like a sub project in here. Let's say, I don't know, sub. Okay, and yeah, so now it looks like there's a project inside of this test project, unless, oh no, these are just all different projects, and this is the active one that's highlighted in green. Awesome. So I'm going to delete this project here. That works. Sweet. And with that said, that's going to conclude the 5 projects. Now, before I actually get into ranking them, I'll just quickly say that these are super impressive. And even if I'm giving you guys criticism, it's very like I'm trying to come up with something wrong with it, essentially. These are great. They look awesome. Great work to everyone who submitted a project. I did look at a few that weren't in the top 5 as well. And anyways, now let's get into the top 3 projects. All right, so now we're going to get into the top 3 projects. First, I just want to address kind of 4th and 5th place, or 5th and 4th place. There's really no order for these 2 projects that didn't make it into the top 3. And those 2 projects are Physics Lab and Figurify. Now, I just want to tell you guys you did an awesome job. I was genuinely very impressed by both of these projects. And the only real feedback I have for you guys is that I just felt this wasn't super unique, super creative. For example, Physics Lab, I feel like you kind of did the same thing 6 times. Nothing wrong with that, but it just wasn't something that necessarily kind of stood out as much as the other projects where I felt they had a little bit more uniqueness to what they did. And then when I'm talking about Figurify here, this one, same thing, really well done. I liked the UI decision. You kind of went with something different than what most people are doing nowadays. The data visualization was interesting, but at the same time, sorting visualizer, this is kind of done all over the internet now, not super creative or unique. And the mini max I thought was a really good idea. I thought that could have had a lot of potential, but with tic-tac-toe, I just thought it was a little bit too simple, for me to really appreciate what went into actually doing that. So either way, good job, guys. Hope to see you again in the next code jam. Please don't be discouraged by any of my comments. As I said, I am just literally trying to come up with things that are wrong with these projects because you guys did an awesome job. All right, so now we are moving on to the top 3 projects, what you guys have been waiting for. Now, all 3 of these projects did a really good job. Honestly, it's really hard for me to pick between these projects. Even this top 5, like the reason I'm picking projects is not anything, super major or big difference. It's genuinely just my subjective opinion of what I liked better. And with that said, the 3rd place project, the 3rd place team I have for us is FlexChart. Now, FlexChart, you guys did an awesome job. I thought this was pretty well done. I know you guys put a lot of work into this website. You even created a lot of these kind of trending ones, which I really appreciated because it allowed me to not have to go in and put all of my data. I could actually really see what the program was capable of doing. And then like even just the UI design, you kept it simple, but it was nice. Everything worked well. And of course, when I went and actually graphed the data, no bugs, no problems. I wish potentially maybe you had started with some data in there just so it was easy to see exactly how you're supposed to input the data. And yeah, I just thought you guys did a good job, but I felt the other ones were maybe a little bit more unique, had a little bit more work put into them. And well, that is why you guys came 3rd place. So regardless, congratulations. I'll be reaching out to you on Discord to send you your prize. So congrats once more. And now let's announce 2nd and 1st place. So the 2nd place team I have here is Spotify Stats. Now, I didn't think this project was super impressive in terms of a programming side. I know what you guys did is you really just went to the Spotify API, you pulled a bunch of information, and you visualized it on the screen. However, this is the one project that when I was using, I was like, I would actually use this. I don't really care how simple it actually is, but the visualization was really nice. It was really easy to see. It was a quick, 31 minutes. It was a quick, 30-second to a minute long kind of read of the page. And it gave me actually a really kind of interesting overview of all of the artists that I listen to, all of the music that I like, and some interesting recommendations as well. So again, I know this wasn't technically super complicated to do, but I just appreciated that this was something that I would actually use and that I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this video will probably go click on so that they can actually see their kind of Spotify trends and stats. And so that is why I picked this as 2nd place. So congratulations, guys. Awesome idea. And yeah, I will be reaching out to you on Discord so you can collect your prize. So of course, that leaves 1st place as Vealize. Now, Vealize, I think it's pretty straightforward why I picked this. You guys just had the most amount of features. I think you had the most amount of things to visualize. I thought that everything here was just done very well. Everything felt really polished with the exception of, I think, one small thing that didn't go exactly as I was expecting. Everything worked. It was very intuitive. It was easy to use. Didn't really need to read a lot of the instructions. If I did need to read the instructions, they were clear and easy to see. And yeah, I just felt like this was really polished, really well finished. And again, just like in a lot of the other code jams, when I see these types of websites, these remind me of something that wasn't made in a code jam, right? Like if you had showed this to me and just say, oh, this is a cool website you can use to visualize something, I would just believe that. I wouldn't have thought this was a hobby project done by one person. So anyways, that is kind of my rationale. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Congratulations again to all of the teams and to everyone who participated in the Code Jam. I hope at minimum you guys learned something, you enjoyed your time working on a project, and I hope to see you all in the next ones. With that said, make sure you guys sign up for the next Code Jam, or at least join my Discord server so you'll be aware of when it starts. Again, link in the description to all of that information. With that said, if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in another YouTube video.